YouTube, what's going on? It's Marcus. Today's video is long overdue. Now, I get questions all the time. How do you use shotguns? Why do you use shotguns? Can I get better with shotguns? I got all the answer for you. This is the video. I'm going to teach y'all how to get better with the shotguns. Now, for anyone that's, not new, been in the channel for a very long time, y'all know I love my shotguns. I got 8,500 on the Evo, level 102. I got almost 10.2 thousand on the Mastiff, level 105. Have not used the beak that much. My PK is level 104 with 11,000 kills. So, I do in fact use all of the shotguns, know some tips with them, and that's what this video is going to teach you. So, I'm going to hop in the range and show you guys my favorite things to do with the shotguns and how to hit bigger numbers so you're not hitting 9s and 11s anymore. Now that I'm in the firing range, I'm going to give some quick tips and tricks, obviously, about all the shotguns. First, we're going to start with the Peacekeeper. Now, the number one thing that I got to say about shotguns is stop panic shooting. Now, what do I mean by panic shooting? I mean just spamming your shotgun and shooting it as quick as possible instead of lining up your shots. Now, what that would look like is you just sitting here going like this, shooting as fast as possible. That's not really ever what you should be doing. In all reality, what you should be doing is sitting here trying to line up your shots, trying to hit those very big numbers. When you're sitting there just spam shooting your shotgun, you're most likely going to hit for way lower numbers. Now, another thing is the shotgun. As you can see, it's a star. If I am correct, there is 11 pellets in the PK. Each one does 9 damage. So, if you're hitting for 9 damage, that means you are quite literally hitting one of these pellets. Now, that's not the gun being bad. That's just you missing your shot. Now, tips on how you can hit your shot way more effectively is 1, like I just said, stop panic shooting, and 2, always aim for the body. With the shotguns, this isn't a Kraber, this isn't a Sentinel, or even an assault rifle, anything like that. With shotguns, you're going to want to use the body as your main target. What that would be is from the waist to the neck. This part is where you're going to want to aim. Obviously, hitting a headshot with the PK is very effective, especially if you have it fully choked up. But now, you don't really get an opportunity to fully choke a PK up and your opponent be literally kissing you in the mouth. So, hip firing right around the body is where you're always going to want to aim. For that reason is, the entire square, circular thing, whatever you want to call it, covers the entire body of your opponent. Now, this dummy is more so on the skinnier side of the characters in the game, so this would be very good for like a Bangalore, Mirage, or anything in that case. But obviously, if it's a Gibby, you're really going to want to aim for the body. For that reason is, you're aiming for the head, you're going to hit a 20. The reason you're hitting a 20 is because, well, in all reality, you probably only hit 2 of these pellets for aiming that high. Instead of just aiming for the body, where you're hitting 90 plus. 99. You aim too high, you're going to hit a really low number. That is the biggest thing on when it comes to using the shotguns. Now, when it comes to range of shotguns, more so, this is for the PK right now. When it comes to the Peacekeeper, this range right here that they have in the firing range is perfect. This is probably the farthest you want to be using the shotgun. So with that being said, this is about 8 meters. You maybe could push 10. But you're only realistically going to hit about 40 to 50, sometimes even 60s. So about 40 to 60 damage depending on how well you're aiming and all that. But right here, 70, 80, 70. That 8 meter range, I think, is the perfect range for the shotgun. Now, the most useful range is probably right here. Right here, we're 4 meters away. So cut that in half, and now you're hitting hundreds. So 4 to 8 meters, I think, is the prime range on when you'd want to use the Peacekeeper. But now, that is hip firing. When it comes to ADSing, obviously, you know, this range is not going to matter too much. Let's go to 10 meters, fully choked up. You're hitting 99s as to you hitting 60s. So, when it comes to the Peacekeeper, ADS the PK, if you are roughly about 10 meters or even farther, I'm pretty sure, if I am correct, you can in fact hit a pretty good number if you are even a pretty good distance away. Right here, we are pushing, what is this, 20 meters, fully choked up, and we're still hitting 82. So, make sure that if you are close range, to always be aiming for this part of the body. Now, obviously, your opponents are not always going to be standing still like this, so let me make the dummies move to show you a better way on how to hit your shots. Now, when it comes to your opponent strafing, they're going back and forth, back and forth. You're always going to want to try to predict where they're moving. Now, obviously, I put the dummies on a constant strafe, so I know where they're moving. But with the PK, you kind of always want to lead your shot and try to predict where your opponent's actually going to land. So, obviously, with this, they're going left, they're going right. You're always going to want to lead a little bit because they're going to strafe directly into it. You're never going to want to aim directly on because more so of the time, you're only going to hit about half the pellets. You're probably going to hit that right side to that left side because, well, they're strafing out the way. Now, if you just wait for them to strafe in, wait for them to strafe in, you're always going to hit a high number. Strafe in. I actually just missed. Strafe in. Strafe in. Obviously, it's okay to miss. You're never going to be 100% accurate. And whatever it may be. Let's put the dummies on a... Not change the legend. Let's put the dummies on a more random strafe. Now they're kind of just doing whatever. You know, this is way better to learn. Way better to learn what you need to be doing when it comes to shotgunning. And overall how to just hit bigger numbers. As you can see right there, I predicted him to go to my right, but the dummy actually went to my left. So I only hit an 18. That right there in game probably would have costed me my entire purple armor. Because I probably would have got hit for 100, minimum. If not, get one mag because they're using, let's say, I don't know, a Spitfire or something. So, the biggest thing you want to try to do is predict movement on your opponent. Now, one thing I actually do before I go into a fight is I kind of look at my opponent's movement. What I mean by that is, if I have like an R301 as a primary, let's just show you for example. I see this person's going like right, left, right, left. And they're doing that same movement pattern. You kind of want to mentally put that in your head as, okay, now I know that they're going left, whatever. So, always going to want to predict where they are moving to always hit the good numbers. And like I said, sometimes you miss, sometimes you hit. That's probably it for the PK, genuinely. The PK is extremely easy to use. 4 to 8 meters, predict the movement of your opponent. You're always going to hit those really big numbers. And like I said, the PK is in fact just a pattern, 11 pellets, 9 each. So if you're hitting really low numbers, that just means that you're too far off of your target. Now with the Mastiff, they're all in a line. All of them are right in a line. There is 8 pellets and each one hits for 11. So, max you can do with the PK, or sorry, with the Mastiff, is 88. Those are your max pumps that you can do. Now, if I can make the dummy stand in place again. Now, let's use that exact same thing I did with the PK before the Mastiff. So, right here, So, from right here, we are 4 meters, ADS, 88, 88, and that only did 58 because that's what the dummy had left. But, hip firing, 88, 88. With the Mastiff, you could hip fire, you could ADS, you could do, genuinely, in my opinion, whatever you want to do with the Mastiff. Just whatever is more comfortable for you, but I would always recommend ADSing because I think it's just way easier to hit your target compared to it is hip firing. Now let's go to that let's go to that 10-meter spot. Here we go. 10 meters away. 77, 77, 77. So that means I'm missing one pellet from this far away. I'm only missing one singular pellet of the Mastiff is not hitting the dummy. The Mastiff is very good, in my opinion, compared to the Peacekeeper for this exact reason. You can shoot from farther without having to wait for the choke up and all of that. And with the Mastiff, obviously, you're going to want to do the exact same thing with the PK. Don't be panic shooting. Just sitting here, you know, spraying down your dummy, just whatever it may be, because obviously not efficient whatsoever. ADS, ADS, ADS. Do what you need to do. And even from pretty good distance, let's go to 20 meters. Even from here, 35s, 44s, 44. So if your opponent is running away and you have them really low, Mastiff is extremely good for that too. You're gonna knock them from that distance. Another thing that I recommend using with the Mastiff is, let me empty out the magazine quick here so I can show you, is, let's say, well, now I have no bullets. I can't shoot my Mastiff. I'm out of ammo. But somebody's pushing me. You can 1, 2, peek. With the Mastiff, I think is way better than the Peacekeeper for this exact reason, is you can reload a couple bullets at a time without having to reload the entire gun before you can shoot like you have to do with the PK. So, let me shoot these out real quick. Somebody's pushing me. Oh no. 1, 2, can pop up. I can shoot. I can keep reloading one at a time, do what I need to do. 1, 2, and you can just keep going. So, what that's really useful for is in a scenario where if you were playing a knockdown shield, I wish I had a better example for this, but it's currently 3 in the morning when I'm recording this, so no one's awake. But if you're playing a knockdown shield, you can pop up out the knockdown. Now, let's just imagine this was a knockdown. This is exactly what you'd want to be doing with the knockdown. You'd want to peek, shoot, get right back behind the knock. Maybe you can reload a bullet, shoot, reload, you know, and do what you need to do. And you can actually shoot the Mastiff pretty fast on a reload. You can shoot it instantly when it like gets put into the gun. But the Mastiff, it has a very good range, even from 4, 8, 10 to even 20 meters. The Mastiff is pretty efficient when it comes to shooting. With the Mozam is something that I like to call the close range wingman. For that reason is the wingman hits for 45. Well, it's in the package, so it hits for 50. But when it's on the ground, it hits for 45. The Mozam does the exact same thing. So, the Mozam is, in my opinion, a close range wingman. Now, what's a good distance for the Mozam? Well, let's start right here. I don't know why I keep pinging the ground. Let's ping the dummy. Let's go to 4 meters. You're gonna hit 45s. You're gonna hit all that. And boom, 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 boom. And the Mastiff, the Mozam, the PK, all the shotguns, you want to be aiming for the body. It doesn't matter what shotgun you are using, aiming for the head is pretty good. With the Mozam, it's probably the best shotgun to aim for the head, honestly, because all of the pellets are relatively pretty close together, as you can see. Especially if you're point blank, you're max damage. There's no way you don't hit a 48, but my thing is, why risk shooting for the head to hit 48 when the body shot does 45? So, not worth the risk to hit 3 extra damage, especially when it's only 2 damage. Mozam does have pretty good range, though. As you can see, currently, right now, we are how far away? 15 meters. Now let's back up to 20, and we're still hitting huge amount of numbers. The Mozam is literally a sniper. It's basically the wingman in a shotgun form, and you could probably even push the Mozam back to, yeah, even this far. You could get away with using it. And we are 30 meters away. Let's push it to 35. and still you can hit high numbers. Now, right there where I'm hitting 15s is why it is important to strictly just aim for the body, because I'm probably hitting them in the leg with one single Mozambique pellet. Obviously, there's 3 pellets, does 15 each, 15, 30, 45. But Mozambique, not really a lot of tricks with the Mozambique. It's more so just hit your shots. You just have to be accurate with the Mozambique. Every shotgun is the same thing with the PK. Lead your shots, hope you hit it. The EVA. Now, this is a big thing with the EVA. I think this gun is very fun to use for the simple fact that I love to, like, sit here and kind of just, like, bunny hop slide backwards with the EVA. It's really fun to do for some reason. Even though it is not the most efficient thing to do, it's very fun to do. But when it comes to the EVA, this gun has no range. The PK, the Mastiff, the Mozambique, this thing does not have range. We're at 4 meters, and as you can see, you're going to rip through somebody. We back up a little bit, you know, let's get to that 10 meters. Relatively, you're still going to rip through somebody. But now if we start pushing back towards that 20 meter range, and this is where the gun becomes useless. With the EVA, you're going to want to be within 4 to 10 meters, genuinely. Obviously, with the Mozambique, you could be across the map with the Mozambique. I mean, we were hitting, you know, 30 meters away. This gun is cool. You're not hitting anything with the EVA from 30 meters away. This gun's bullet pattern is, well, I mean, that's it. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing really entertaining about the EVA's bullet pattern. It is extremely simple, and that's it. That is the bullet pattern. The EVA is extremely good right now because it's in the package, but point blank, you're gonna hit for like 50s and stuff. You can 5-shot somebody on red armor with the EVA right now. As y'all see, even headshots, you can do pretty good damage. But yet again, I do believe that the EVA is extremely hard to use if you're a brand new player and you're not really good with shotguns. Now, if you have some, you know, some time under your belt, it's not going to be that hard. But when it comes to the strafing and everything, I could see why a bad player might not lead their shots. They might be aiming. Oh, they missed. Oh, they hit. Oh, you know, oh no. Like, you know, aiming way too far to the left and the right like this, you know. Maybe they're not, maybe they're aiming too high too. They're trying to hit headshots, hitting 14s, hitting 20s. But this gun is very interesting because if they have a random strafe, if you're going against a sweat with an EVA, sometimes it gets difficult because they're, you know, they're sitting here strafing like a madman, going absolutely nuts back and forth, and you really just have to predict where they're moving that entire time. Now, in my opinion, shotguns are way better on the smaller characters unless you are a defensive legend. Newcastle, Gibby, Caustic, shotguns are very, very good, especially on Gibraltar. Playing the bubble with an arm shield with a shotgun, super easy to win that fight. I think Lifeline, Wraith, Octane are probably like the 3 best characters, and Watson, because they're relatively smaller legends. As to, so let's say Loba is a super tall character, Bangalore's even taller, and stuff like that. So playing the super small characters where you can kind of just, you know, do whatever and kind of get away with it because you have a small hitbox is another reason why I love to use shotguns on Lifeline. I have almost 30,000 kills with shotguns on Lifeline. And as y'all seen in the beginning, I showed you all my shotgun kills and stuff like that. But I do believe that is honestly it for the shotguns. I know a lot of people ask me, like I said, how do you get better with them? And the biggest thing that I can tell you is to just stop spam shooting. It genuinely is what will get you killed using shotguns, especially the PK. Sitting here just trying to spam shoot like this, hitting 20s or even missing your shots, compared to, well, you can just be sitting here and just choking it up and stuff like that, you know. But with the strafe pattern on how I have it set to random right now, when they're going back and forth like this, you know, you're going to hit a 9. Sometimes you're going to hit a 111. There's still times where even I get sold because my opponent, let's say I'm aiming body height, but they happen to jump in the air, so I shoot them in the ankles. Um, and I hit like 35 damage, you know? So it's always going to happen, but how to hit bigger numbers is always just predict the movement of your opponent and stay within that range, that meter range that I showed you with every single shotgun, and you will instantly see yourself improving with the shotguns. All three of them have very high value when it comes to clutching up, winning gunfights, and even getting kills if you're a kill grinder. All the shotguns have very good like jumping shoot ability as well. Jump shoot. You know, you're not really exposing yourself too much by just popping up for a second. All the shotguns are very good for that, especially the PK where, yet again, let's pretend this box is a knockdown. You can pop up, shoot, pop up, shoot, you know. So, very good for that and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, here's the shotguns. All the kills also at 155k. So, there's tomorrow's video leaked. Yeah, if you enjoyed, drop a like and sub, and let me know if there's another guide that I should make besides the Lifeline guide. That will be coming out, you know, pretty soon with what perks I pick, which you guys can actually see what perks I pick, but more in depth of what I'm going to pick and why I do pick it, and stuff like that. As always, the socials are in the description. Follow your boy on Twitch. We've been live every single day for like 3 to 5 hours. Just grinding. Next season, I plan on getting 15,000 more kills with Lifeline. So I actually will not be playing another singular game with her this season. So the goal next season is 170k. And yeah, hope to see y'all on the journey of grinding and growing the channel and stuff like that. The Discord is in the description. Join the Discord community. It's the best way to get hold of me if you ever want to run games or something like that. And just be a part of the community, get to know everyone else that's in the community, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's Marcus. Stay safe. Have a good day or night, depending when you are watching this. Peace.